Did you know you can use your press to pull? Huh, you don't say. Today's video, I'm going to show you how you can pull something up, like a pin or a stuck bolt, using your press. And also, this video is going to be more of an instructional style video, so I'm going to get a little bit long because I really want to cover all the details on this topic, so hopefully you don't have any questions by the time we get done with this video. However, if you do have questions, be sure to put them in the comment section below, and hopefully YouTube will notify me that you left it there, and I will answer it. This thing is stuck solid. I have beat on the bolt in here, trying to drive it out until I mushroomed it. So I took the hand grinder, ground it back down to a taper, beat on it until I mushroomed it again. So I think I've got it ground down again now, but it ain't going anywhere with the hammer. I can take the pneumatic impact gun and it will turn, but I realize there's a bushing inside of this thing. So that bushing is turning. So this thing is froze inside a bushing inside this mount. That's what I'm talking about. This is the same mount, well, you know, the other one to it. See, it's got this bushing in here. This bushing is moving on the other one, but the bolt is froze into it. So that's what we're tackling. I'm gonna go ahead and try it with this setup real quick just to see. This is a little 8-ton bottle jack. I don't think it's gonna have enough poop to do it. Nope. I do have a fancy hollow shaft press puller thing over there that would probably be perfect in this application, but I'm going to use a hydraulic bottle jack just because most people have those, most people can afford them, and most people can't afford to put at least $1,000 down on a hollow shaft jack. Now the trick is the reverse direction. You just stick a bottle jack on top of this bolt, build you a little frame up and over, you're going to be pushing on the bolt, right? In this case that would work, kind of. Only you can't really get behind this ear, so if you're pushing off this back ear down here, and you could bend things. With all this bushing in here, you'd probably be alright because it would keep it from contracting. Possibly work. So you could cut a head off this bolt and probably push it through. Maybe. Or, you can use your little press. First thing you got to do is build yourself a nice base. So I'm going to need a bushing that fits over the head of this bolt. So I'm going to measure from point to point. It's about 1.7. So I'm going to see if I can find something that's 1.75 or 1.75 inch inside diameter, thick walled, that I can set down over this. And all the bits and bobs I have laying around for my press, nothing is the right size. So I'm going to have to make a piece real quick. Plenty of slop. That's good. That's perfect. Alright, we're quitting there. Back over to our press. That big old plate goes down in there like that. And you don't want it under your press. You want it to run inside your press. It's just sitting in there. Now, if you don't have the ability to make a big hole in metal like this, you can make this piece by welding. The wall of this is 1/2 inch thick because it's a 2-inch hole. This is 3-inch wide metal. And you say, well, that's not very much. But this Owatonna press, which is a 17-ton press, is 2 inches thick here, and this wall is 1/2 inch thick. So if this can handle it, that can handle it. You know what I'm saying? So just get creative. You could stack a couple strips of strap iron in here and put you a couple blocks in here. Make yourself kind of a strange looking eye, and yeah, it would work just fine. As you can see, it clears the welds over here, gives us a really nice platform to push on. Now the next part
we need to add on to this bolt. We need to be able to grip it somehow. So I have an old bolt, and I think we're going to stick it on there, weld those two bolts together. Then we'll put a plate across the bottom of the press this way. And once we get done with that, then we're going to go standoffs from this plate down here up to this plate where the jack moves. And the other key to this is when we are pushing and pulling in line, because we're going to be pushing down on this and pulling up on this bolt. So all the force is right here. It stays in line. We don't have to worry about bending this ear down. Like when I was pushing up with the bottle jacks, it was actually starting to bend this ear down. Now, if you can't get a good ground down here, I got the ground down on the bottom of this bolt because I ground that to a taper. You can put the ground up here if you want to. You don't have to ground with this piece. I'm just trying to make this video very instructional, so I'm kind of going overboard on being obvious about it. Not bad. I welded all the way around that thing for two reasons. First, when I'm pulling on something with a press, hydraulic cylinder, whatever, I want to make sure it stays. Nothing will scare the crap out of you like a weld popping loose, right? And secondly, I want that heat to soak down into that bolt and help alleviate that rust, loosen that rust as much as possible. So putting a lot of weld on there doesn't hurt. Now I got to start figuring out my standoffs, and I can do that over here on the table. We'll just drop this plate in there and take a measurement. Give me about 9 inches. I found two pieces that are 8 inches long of rectangular tubing. It does fit in there, right? Yep. That means I'm ready to try pulling this thing out. It's one of those times when I'm thinking I should have used the manual hoist. If you notice, I have a manual hoist and an electric hoist on here, just because you never know which one you're going to prefer. Okay. Where'd my nut go? Nut. Seriously? No, I lost my nut. Okay, we're ready for the pull. Ugh. Oh, God. Not doing anything? Probably not. Ugh. Ugh. I'm bending that dang 1-inch plate. You can tell by the paint that this 1-inch plate is bending. I thought about double stacking that. Guess I should have. Backed off the pressure. We got that much gap there. I don't know if it's this thing bending or if we actually moved it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the press off of there and see if that head of that bolt came up any at all. At least the nut's still loose. Handled the pressure. Yeah, I'm bending the snot out of that thing. Okay. Yep, it's up a little higher. Am I actually moving something, or am I just stretching crap out? Just got done making the new plate. I thought I would tell you something real quick. If you don't have a bolt or a threaded rod or whatever you use long enough to weld on here and go up, to clear your press, however you want to word that, you can add two pieces together. So don't forget about that. Like if you got, a little rod here, another rod up here, you can weld chunks together, whatever, square shaft, it doesn't matter. Just stack things on there and weld them together. It doesn't have to be all one long piece. Think outside the box. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize on this entire project is you got to think outside the box and just do whatever you have. You know what I'm saying? That worked. It was stretching the threads out on the bolt. Doesn't surprise me with 20 tons of force. I think it moved a little more even. There's a pretty good gap under there now. So that bolt is coming. Well, it's not always a success. That bolt is stretching out too. Pretty good concave going on there. So quitting, I'm going to drill this thing out. If you notice though, the head of this bolt is up off quite a bit. I think it's stretching out too. I was hoping it would actually stretch out and break, but this one's going to break first. Oh well, this one's going to be a drill it out. Not fun. I got it all apart. I ended up not drilling it out. It dawned on me that since I'm not trying to save this bushing that this bolt is stuck in, that I can take a cutoff wheel and go through that. So I took a cutoff wheel and cut down there, because this housing that fits in there had a little bit of play, and it happened to be just a little bit more than a cutoff wheel. So it's perfect. So I just reached in there with a cutoff wheel and cut through that bushing top and bottom and pulled it all apart. But this bushing goes inside there. Yeah, the press didn't pull out this bolt, but the point of this video is to show you how to use a press to pull something. Also, you could take this whole press and turn it on its side. Like if you want to do a pin that was horizontal, it would work. It'd be really annoying, but if you took the time, maybe spot welded those standoffs to that bottom plate, to the part that the bottle jack moves on, this piece right here, spot welded all that together so it wouldn't fall apart, it'd be okay. Oh yeah, that reminds me, that's also another reason why this press does not have legs, besides I want it to be portable, but it makes it a lot easier to lay this thing down on its side, and I can do really long shafts that way. Like I've actually pushed bearings off of a 20-foot shaft with this press. So that's that. Thanks for watching, y'all.